Today we're diving into a movie which is as graphic and intense as it can get. Today we're looking at August Underground. A quick warning. August Underground is not your typical horror movie. It's extreme, graphic, and unsettling, so viewer discretion is advised. August Underground has been whispered among the horror crowd since its release back in 2001. A movie which pushed boundaries and what was acceptable to be shown on screen, even for the time of its release, where we were able to watch extremely gory and unsettling horror movies for the past 2 decades. So why is August Underground still considered a taboo horror movie? Back in 2000, first-time director Fred Vogel wanted to make a big-budget zombie movie, but felt that he was unable to achieve this as he never directed a single scene before, and this would make any potential financiers turn away and not part with their money. So Vogel decided to make a home movie of sorts, and he saw that this could be his way of learning the craft and also make people aware of his work, and hopefully get the right people interested in producing his future movies. The idea for August Underground came about as Vogel was very unhappy and frustrated with the serial killer genre, as this type of movie moved away from the nasty and ugly things that the killers did and focused more on the aftermath and glorifying the killer. Taking inspiration from John McNaughton's 1986 low-budget masterpiece, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, Vogel wanted to make a movie that was ugly and as realistic as possible, and Henry was the blueprint. So after writing a small outline with Alan Peters, who also operated the camera, the movie started production in August of 2000. As the budget was next to nothing, Vogel used what was available to him. The camera used in the movie by Vogel's accomplice is Vogel's own Sony Hi8 DV camera. This gives the movie a more found footage style and was degraded in post-production to make it appear as realistic and uncomfortable as possible. Using a DV camera and then degrading it even more makes the actions on screen even more disgusting. The special effects are handcrafted by Vogel and his team at Toe Tag, which are exceptional and disturbingly realistic. For the actors in the movie, Vogel turned to family and friends to take part, where they even had to help finance the movie as they paid Vogel to film some of their own scenes. As Vogel had no money left for marketing, he came up with a genius way to get the movie out into the public. He wanted to create a guerrilla marketing campaign, which would have had the movie on blank VHS tapes and wanted to have them placed at random areas throughout the United States, for which passers-by, they would see it, maybe feel intrigued, and take it home to give it a watch and be shocked at what was playing out on the screen. This would have probably had the FBI involved, as the movie is very low quality and looks real. Now the controversy. So much happened with this movie, it's insane. A lot of the controversy comes from the film's lack of traditional narrative structure. There's no moral lesson, no character development, it's just pure brutality, which leaves audiences feeling disturbed rather than entertained. The use of the DV camera, homemade special effects, and the movie also being degraded even more has one of the most realistic looks ever put on film. This got many people talking and thinking that it was actually a genuine snuff movie. To try and combat these rumors, Vogel actually had to go out and make a sequel to the movie, something that he didn't expect to happen. The movie was released on January 1st, 2001, and the reviews were actually quite good. Horror websites and movie news sites gave the movie praise for its performances, the gore effects, and the realistic look the movie was going for, and has also made it to numerous disturbing movies lists, with the majority of people calling it a sadistic movie which doesn't pull its punches. The biggest controversy for August Underground, though, came in 2005, when Vogel, who was travelling to Canada to attend a film festival, to which he was arrested and spent 10 hours in customs custody. The reason for this was that amongst the merchandise that Vogel was going to be selling at the festival included copies of August Underground and its sequel, to which customs officials were looking to charge Vogel for transporting obscene materials into Canada. The charges were dropped at a later date, but copies of the movie were confiscated and actually sent to Ottawa for further observation. After the release of Underground, 2 further movies were made, with the second, August Underground Mordum, being the most infamous entry. The movie is still discussed as one of the sickest and nastiest horror movies ever made, with it taking its rightful place on the horror movie iceberg and close to the bottom as possible. This movie isn't talked about in the same breath as the greatest movies in the horror genre, but it is talked about as being similar in vein to Faces of Death and other similar movies, which is to be someone who has seen it and it's almost like it's a badge of honor. August Underground is nothing more than 70 minutes of shaky cam filled with random scenes and gore. Fred Vogel accomplished on what he wanted to do, and that is to make a serial killer movie which is ugly and realistic. August Underground is not just a horror movie for horror lovers. This movie is of the extreme horror, and even though it's not entertaining, you will not forget watching it. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, I appreciate you sticking with me through this dark journey. Let me know in the comments what you think about this movie. Is it too extreme, or does it actually have a place in horror history? Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of the Horror Retrospective videos. Until next time, stay critical, stay safe. You can watch our other horror retrospectives here.